Integration testing. First of all, we have done the unit testing for a unit, a component, or a module. Now we need to combine them and see whether they work in coordination, in collaboration, together. So this is module 1, module 2, module 3. We have already done the testing, unit testing we have already done, but now we are combining them. When we are combining them, we need to test whether they are working fine in combination. A new person or novice, a new baby in the software field will ask you a question, definitely, or he or she will have this question in the mind. The question is, if these components you have already tested, they are working fine, why do you have a great doubt that when you combine them and then test, they will not work together? Why you have this? Because everything has been tested. When you combine them, why they are not working? Why do you need to test? The problem is interfacing. Because one dancer is very good, the other dancer has won the America's Got Talent, the one has won the Britain Got Talent, and other also is a super dancer. When they are dancing together, are they synchronized? Are they looking good? Are they dancing so that they get the prize? No, it is not always like that. So the interfacing is a problem. Data can be lost across an interface. Interface is all about how these two modules or multiple modules connect. One component can have, I'm not saying always, inadvertent adverse effect on another. There are sub-functions when we combine them, they may not produce the actual work which we want, desired major function. And if you have some error, say, I'm taking just a number to explain you, 0.1, 0.1, 0.1, and you say, oh, okay, it is acceptable. When you combine these all modules, maybe these 3 modules we are combining, it gives you an error of 0.3. And you are being told that 0.25 is the acceptable limit. So individually acceptable imprecision magnified to an unacceptable levels. This can happen. And global data structure, because now when you combine these, you are working with local data structure in unit testing, but now you're working with global data structure. These may present certain problems. So integration testing is a systematic technique for constructing the software architecture and conducting tests for the interfacing. So integration testing is for interfacing. For example, I'm making just an architecture. This is how the architecture is seen, where the different components will be put and overall structure of the software can be seen. So we have modules A, B, C, and we place it where it belongs. Now check for the interfacing. Check for all the problems I just mentioned you. Then it is integration testing. Individually they may work, but in a combined way you need to recheck. In integration testing, there can be 2 ways. Most of the time, in the initial era, people would combine all these units or modules or component together, one and another, all combined, and then test them as a whole. As the Big Bang approach is the way to test the modules as a whole, not individually, not in a combined way, one by one. But you are checking, combining it, and you are saying we have integrated and doing the Big Bang approach. But there will be chaos. Because now the errors once you are encountering, the correction will be very difficult, because the problem where it has come, the location, the isolation of the cause is not even complicated. It might be impossible sometime because everything is combined. So the best way is to use the incremental integration. What does it mean? We take one module, combine it with some subordinate module, and then check for the integration testing. When it is done, we simply add one more or few more and then check for the interfacing and other problems we mentioned. So program is constructed and tested in small increments, because now here the errors are easier to locate, easier to isolate and correct. So interfaces are tested completely when you have the incremental way of adding the modules and then checking components and checking. So this is a systematic test approach that may be applied, and this should be applied. Integration testing. So integration is all about combining the component, the modules, and then testing. Let me tell you the bifurcation. First of all, we have integration. It can be divided into incremental integration testing and Big Bang integration testing. Big Bang is all about combining all the modules and testing all the modules at once. Incremental means adding one by one, incrementally, and then finally making all the modules combined one by one and testing in each step. So it can be bottom-up approach, we can apply top-down approach, and there is a sandwich approach also.